over 30 years now, the Sing-Out competition has given young people in our community a stage to shine. Now it's a focus of a new documentary.
Yeah, this is Sing-Out. It's streaming on Amazon Prime, and it's giving back to the organization that inspired it. Joining us this morning is the director of the film, Frank Vella, and Sing-Out's director and producer, Kim Romach. Good morning to you both. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having us.
We've talked a little bit about Sing-Out on our show before, but for somebody who's unfamiliar, give us a quick overview of what the program is, the competition, I should say, and why it's so special.
Yeah, so it's actually not a competition, but it's more of a showcase where we bring high school students from all around Monroe County together. They put on a show full of singing, dancing, and little skits, and the money they raise from those shows, they then donate to a local children's charity.
That's truly amazing. And I remember looking back at the trailer that one of the sentiments was like, no one could have seen how big this could have grown. So for the both of you, what is it like to be able to see this grow and continue on?
Yeah, I'll have Kim take that question because she's been with it for a while.
Yeah, so I was there from the very start. I was only 6 years old, but we definitely, when it started, it was only intended to go for a few years. It's a tribute to one of my mom's high school friends that had passed. And it kind of just took on a life of its own. And now we're at 35 years later. We barely survived COVID, but we're growing back up again. So it's pretty amazing to see that what she thought was just going to be a few years has now become like a staple in the community.
Tell us a little bit about the growth that you've seen with this over the past years.
Well, we've had casts as small as, the original cast was 12 people. We've had casts as big as 70 people. We range anywhere from 5 to 13 different schools. The variety of music is all over the place. And then the amount of charities that we've touched, I think we're right about 30 different charities, and we've raised over $100,000.
That is truly amazing. What is it like to be able to work with so many different young people from all walks of life to be able to put something on together collectively?
Well, Frank should know. He was on the stage.
Yeah, no, it was a phenomenal program. It's really the first time, and the reason we really wanted to make the film is to highlight the adults because it's so much about the kids when you're in it. And as a kid who went through it, I could tell you it's the first time in your life where there's an adult who isn't a teacher, a parent, someone who's not getting paid. There's no personal investment made in that kid. That's saying, I'm here for you, I care for you, I have faith you can do this big, extraordinary thing. And I know for me, it was the first time in my life, like, you have that experience. So we really wanted to highlight, when you do these things, these shows, get into the entertainment stuff, you can have these people with these big, obstreperous personalities. They want to make it about them. And the adults in this program, they're not doing it for any money, and it's never about them. It's always about the kids. So I really wanted to make this film to highlight the adults, show all the hard work that they do to make this happen every year. It's such an extraordinary part and rich part of the Rochester history. And we really just wanted to put it on full display and let people shine.
I imagine that piecing all of this together was a little emotional for the both of you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I'll say we had over 30 years of footage. The town of East Rochester was phenomenal. They had all these, most of them were on VHS, so we had to go through a version of converting them and then digitally just enhancing them because some of the VHS tapes had worn down a little bit. But we were able to get all the shows and go through it. We had some great interviews, archival interviews with Lisa, Kim's mom. I don't know if you want to speak on some of that stuff.
Yeah, no, it was very cool. Frank obviously is newer to the program here in early to 2000s. So for him to go back and see the shows from the 90s and everything, and really, I think the opportunity to really get the image and what my mom was trying to create is so well portrayed in the film. And for anyone that didn't get to do Sing-Out with my mom, it really gives, it shows how the monster was created, I guess. Her personality is still in the show even now. Definitely during the interview, there's some parts that are emotional, and Frank touches on the transition of when my mom passed and into a new staff and how that worked. And quite honestly, like he did a great job. Showing how it affected everyone, but showing how, my mom always said the show must go on. So really that was really what it was pushing forward. So definitely emotional, but actually it was very, very cool to bring it all the way back to those early shows and to see all that footage.
And Kim, what does it mean for you to have a documentary like this kind of be something that people can go to and look at for years to come, carrying on that legacy that your mom started?
It's incredible. And I actually just had a friend reach out to me yesterday who had never met my mom. And it's so exciting for me to have people experience who she was, even though they didn't get a chance to meet her. I also have a 3-year-old daughter that I can't wait till she's a little older to sit down and watch this because she never knew Nana. So Frank gave me a huge gift that he doesn't even realize.
Oh.
That is really, really special. Thank you both so much for coming on today and talking with us. We really appreciate it. This is streaming on Amazon Prime. For somebody sitting at home who's thinking, I really want my kid to get involved with this, is there a good website or good social media for them to learn more?
Absolutely. They can find us on Facebook and Instagram. The website is www.sing-out.com.
Very good.
All right. Thank you both so much. Appreciate it. We'll have that on foxrochester.com.